If you happen to have a copy of my chord book, you'll find a page dedicated to power chords. And I think it's an important page. Page 8. It seems to me that guitar students, or I don't know, I guess we're all students, we're all learning, but a lot of times we just don't put enough time into power chords. And that is the foundation of rock and roll. You have to be really fluent with your power chords. Without going too much into depth, when I learned what a power chord was and that you could move it around, I felt very free as a young guitar student. For instance, A can go down to G, or C, or D. Plus it can hop over for A to D, down to C, down to G. You can hop, skip around, and you can make really weird, nasty, bizarre patterns too. So it doesn't have to sound real square. You can make it kind of weird. And plus you can modify these chords. Say like the A, you can flat the 5th or raise the 5th, or take the root down. You can really warp them a little bit too. So this page 8 in my book is just a beginning of these chords. A very simple page, but it's important to know this stuff. So an E5 is kind of like your Metallica chord, or could be Howlin' Wolf, or Muddy Waters, or Little Richard. Any rock and roll, you gotta know your E5. Then you've got an A5 to the D5, G5, C5, F5, B flat 5, E flat 5, A flat 5, D flat 5, G flat 5, B5. That's the way I wrote them out. Those are 2-note power chords, and the next row I did the same pattern, only with 3-note power chords. So you can hit 2 or 3 strings. So that's just to get you started. Another way to learn them is just go up the neck. Here's E5, F5, G5, A5, B5, C5, D5, and E5. And you got the same thing on the next string. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And between those you'd have your sharps and flats, which let's skip that for this moment. So then we go down to the bottom of the page where I have some exercises. The first one's E5 to A5. Repeating. If we put a drum beat in there. That was kind of spicy. So A is the 4th of E. It's the 4th note in the E major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. So A is the 4th. A lot of times we go in fourths. So I was thinking of something like, I keep thinking of song ideas like waiting for the man that Lou Reed song, waiting for the man, waiting for my man. $26 in my hand. Kind of a crunchy rock version of that Lou Reed song, Waiting for the Man. It goes to, then it changes chords. There's also a Cheap Trick song, I know what I want and I know how to get it. It goes on and on. It's kind of boring, but I don't hate it. The next, then I jump down. That's E to A. The next example 2 is A to D. The Stones use that on the Some Girls album, like maybe down to the 5, the E, but the A to D, the Stones use it a lot. It's just kind of treading water on A to D. Very good sound. You can do it up here. Example 3, D to G. I was thinking of the song Heroes by David Bowie. It's and it changes, goes to a couple of other chords. Another song that goes from D to G is by The Clash. Check this out. You've probably heard that. D to G. Another song The Clash covered, Police on My Back, does a D to G like this. I think we could probably come up with examples all day long. Example 4, G to C, another Stones song. She's So Cold. And it goes on. I've got 15 examples of those power chords moving around. And I just hear that in any random rock song, that 1 to 4. C to F. F is the 4th note in a C major scale, so we call that the 4. And I knew this before I even knew what a 4 was. I knew this by sound. And that's how I learned, is just, I seem to have something in my makeup where I could pick out patterns and identify pitch without too much trouble. So that is my superpower. And the rest of it, I don't know. I just have to keep stumbling. If we did one more, it'd be C to F. How about another Stones tune, or it could be Worried About You, Stones. C to F. They use it all the time. It's just It's just like, to me, it's just like breathing. It's just always been there. It's just air, man. It's it's really simple. So whatever key you want to play in, find the root, go to the 4. My book does show all those down below. That was example 5. Example 6 is F to B flat, and it just keeps going. We're going around the chord wheel, which I do have one in the back of the book somewhere. Where's that rascal? There it is. Page 34. It's got the chord wheel. And I do look at that every day and practice going around the wheel and just do the most basic things possible. I probably need to step it up. Luckily, I'm taking guitar lessons, and my teacher is pushing me into way outside of my comfortable little box that I live in. So that's what's good about taking guitar lessons. Wherever you are, I would look up a local guitar teacher and find one that you have a good chemistry with, that pushes you a little bit but understands. You need a little bit of empathy, I suppose, but and you need to kind of get to know each other and have a little fun with it. But a teacher that will give you printed materials that are fairly high quality. Find a teacher that you can really respect. And I'm lucky to have had a few teachers that I really respect, and so yeah, that's not a bad idea. But if you would be interested in a copy of my book, I have a few copies available. I would be glad to send you one. They're $20. Work out a little shipping. You can just email me, hooverguitar@yahoo.com. Yeah, let me know what's going on. Just check in anytime. I'm always happy to hear from my friends that like to play guitar. So just have fun with it and keep practicing. See ya.